Well, good evening, laddies, lasses and lazzles, and fellow gaycation enthusiasts. Coming out on the 21st, so keep an eye out. It's coming out soon now. I know. Finally, the summer vibes are truly here. I was outside, touching grass, touching sand, splashing around in ocean water, getting stuff stuck in all kind of orifices. That sounded way more cursed out of context than I intended it to. Anyway, and when I went back online, I realized how incredibly different the two worlds are. The chronically online versus real life. The contrast was just astounding and really funny. So I gathered a bunch of posts and beautiful little snippets of the online world that I deemed to be some of the most chronically online stuff that I could find. And I figured we would go through it together, and I think this pairs very well with touching grass because the contrast is very entertaining. I'm a man of contrast. Enjoy. Mwah.
Remember to pick up your Gaycation Emotional Support Demon on the 21st. Yes, indeed, and it's gonna be so much fun.
What happens on the gaycation stays on the gaycation, except for the plushies. They come with you.
Was Washington slave owner and racist? Thanksgiving celebrates Native genocide.
Oh.
Thomas Jefferson owned over 600 slaves.
Uh-huh.
Christmas, pagan holiday.
Okay.
Jesus wasn't his name and he wasn't white.
They're just pissing off everyone. Oh, this is amazing. I was so sure it was gonna be Jesus thumping by the end of it. But no, they're just burning Jesus too, and like, yeah, he wasn't wide enough. Holy shit, man.
Bro, just let him play with bugs and shit.
The kid is like 6 years old, man, and you're taking him to book burning things in the park instead of letting him play with, like, I don't know, remote controlled cars and sticks. Man, what a childhood. Just let him be a kid. Jesus Christ.
I think this is like a very fascinating subgenre of chronically online stuff, when it's like the parent using their very small child as a virtue signaling tool.
Did you think this kid, like, organized a book burning on his own accord? Oh, bruh.
Touch grass, terminally online, and go outside are all ableist ways of trying to put someone down. I will die on this hill.
2,000 likes, 4,000 retweets, and blocked comments. Man, that didn't go over well, did it? I don't know, I think you're also kind of like purposefully misunderstanding what stuff means and make it offensive about a specific group of people. Don't get me wrong, I know people who are, for example, disabled, and they spend a decent chunk online, for example, gaming with friends or maybe remote work because they have difficulties going outside because of chronic pain, and that is perfectly fine. You know, adapting life so it's more fitting for you and who you are makes perfect sense. It's something we all do, and I wouldn't really expect anything else. But these terms are more like, you know, there's a difference between spending a lot of time online and chronically online, you know? There is a distinct difference, right? There is a distinct difference. Oh, can I make like a SpongeBob voice? My kids! I never watched SpongeBob in English because it was in Swedish when I grew up. He was called Svamp Bob Fyrkant. So anyway, I can read this in a Swedish accent. My kids banging at the car window, Svamp Bob Fyrkant, begging to be let out as they burn in the sun. What? The fuck? What the fuck is wrong with you? What the fuck? Like it up! God fucking damn it, I feel I need to leave right now. I can't handle this. I am so sorry. Is it actually that upsetting? It's like a gift from the Tenor library on Discord. I'm not sure if I believe it's actually this upsetting. I wonder if it's more like performative, just to like one-up the other person.
I have run Discords for many a years. I have seen some shit, okay? And that would not surprise me. Discord brings out the wildest shit of humanity. Dear God.
My name is Jubilee. I am 25 and I do have OnlyFans.
What got you into it?
I lost my grandpa. He was very close to me, so I kind of want to go with his legacy and I kind of want to do it for him.
You want to do OnlyFans
Grandpa did
to honor
OnlyFans?
your grandfather's legacy? Like a corn star or something?
I've been wanting to keep his legacy going.
I don't know if I just misheard you. You said that you are...
Yeah, can you say it again? Can you explain how you're honoring your grandfather's legacy?
Please go in the way I'm
He was a
hoping it
minister,
goes.
so
Please
he
go.
didn't make much money, and that's
Aw,
like
he didn't.
a way that I thought would help out.
I was hoping for this to go somewhere like, yeah, my grandpa had the best pair of cheeks in the hometown, so to honor that, you know, I was hoping it was going that direction, but alas, it did not. Ah, yes indeed, podcasts cannot have enough of those. I like how like 90% of the clips I see coming out of these podcasts are like so obviously just incel related, like rage bait, because they only invite like a very particular type of crowd onto the podcast and they make it as dramatic as possible. Oh my god, man. This is what archaeologists are gonna find in 1,000 years. It's amazing, isn't it?
r/terrible Facebook memes. Let's see what's so terrible. Choose your mentor, young man. Alpha male trademark e-celeb. Success is exotic cars and hookers. You can be alpha trademark with a monthly subscription. Wash your balls. I'm having a breakdown. Or instead of this, you can just have friendly guy you met in the pub. Me and the lads see all the work you're putting in. You're a good kid. We're proud of you. I think that girl fancies you. Go talk to her. I've been there before. My advice is to...
Wait a second. Why is this posted in terrible Facebook memes? Is it because the meme isn't like pro e-celeb alpha males? And instead it's like, yeah, you know, there's probably some decently positive male role models in your surroundings and stuff, like your friendly, wholesome pub bro. This is a good meme. What do you mean?
I love The Simpsons to death, but this has to be one of the worst aged things it's ever done.
Republican convention inside. We want what's worst for everyone. We're just plain evil. Democratic convention inside. We hate life and ourselves. We can't govern. The fact that I can't tell which side OP is mad about is proof that The Simpsons nailed it. Oh my god, it's actually true. I have no idea which one they're actually complaining about in the OG tweet. It's like when you go on Reddit to r/politics and it's like, oh, American politics, who would have thunk it? That's the only place with politics in the world. Woo! I mean, not to get political or whatever, but is it just me who gets a bit like, I don't know, weirded out about like two-party systems? They just seem to kind of suck, don't they? r/terrible Facebook memes. There seem to be a lot of hot takes from terrible Facebook memes. Uncle captioned it,
This looks like the greatest day of my life. Hey man, you look cute. You should smile more. Hello, lovely gentleman. You fixed your own computer? You're so smart. That's impressive.
thanks.
You look way too good to be a cashier.
A woman once told me to change the way I parted my hair. That was 8 years ago. I still remember her, and I still part my hair the way she said. I feel like in this post, you have two sides arguing against each other, and they're just like whooshing past each other, right? Like, the people that don't like that this was posted in terrible Facebook memes are dudes that simply acknowledge that, yeah, dudes don't receive a lot of compliments. Compliment your bros, okay? A compliment can really uplift someone's day, and people really do value it. And remember it, you know, if your bro has been working out, compliment his bicep. Nice bicep, bro. It's just good for everyone. It's a good vibe. But what the OG person doesn't like about this one is obviously that the dynamic in which the compliment is made varies a lot. For example, one person complimenting you and saying like, oh my, you're so handy for fixing that computer. You're so smart. Versus like, hey, nice honker, sugar tits. It's like... It's a bit different, right? And this is also something I have seen, for example, in the online space. As a creator, you get a decent amount of like suggestive DMs from time to time. And as a dude, most of the DMs I get can sometimes be a bit over the line, but they're usually like respectful. Does that make sense? Whereas I've seen some of the DMs, for example, my lady fellow creators get, and they are so fucking unhinged and aggressive and degrading. So it's like you can say, sure, both might be inappropriate in its own way, but one of them is like, you know, more complimenting and not aggressive and not demeaning, while the other one is actively trying to push the other one down from like a different position. Does that make sense? Like the dynamic and the way it's perceived and the way it's communicated matters a lot. Compliments good. Compliments made in the way like, hey, sugar tits from your boss at work isn't so very nice. And compliment your bros. They appreciate it, all right? Women.
Domestic violence is a serious issue and we need to find a solution.
Man, my wife beats me. Women. r/memes. Most of society, actually. r/memes is a cesspool for this incel shit. I think this might be one of those situations where, you know, making it into a gender war just, like, doesn't help anyone. But I have also seen it in person where men that are in these kind of situations are actively dismissed or ridiculed for similar reasons to this. So I don't know. I wouldn't say that this is, like, some kind of incel shite. This is just, like, people don't really take victims very seriously, and sometimes it's due to their own bias. Like, I've seen both. It's, so yeah, bad take, fam. Bad take. Ratio is a math term? Dictionary ratio, the quantitative relation between two amounts. Oh my fucking god. You know when they bring up ratios in math class and you're like, oh boy, finally it's time to talk about some sweet Twitter drama. And they talk about math? What? This isn't why I paid for college. Disgusting.
Giving disabled people assistance is ableist because it insinuates that disabled people aren't just as able as non-disabled people.
Non-disabled person wrote this. I feel like stuff like this just falls under some kind of shoehorn theory, right? You have the stinkers over here that are like, oh no, we shouldn't waste any money on disabled people, blah, blah, blah. That are really stinky. They don't realize like the whole point of like society is to be able to help each other, and maybe you want to keep your grandma around even if she has crappy knees. You know, that's kind of a neat thing that we can do nowadays. And then you have people like this that go so far in some kind of like progressive direction that you actually reach the same conclusion. It's like, no, we shouldn't help people that are disabled because that would be offensive. So it's like you end up in the same conclusion, which is obviously bad, but those two people would never agree on anything else. That's insane. Also giving the OG poster like a bit of benefit of the doubt. They might be, I don't think they are, but they might be talking about when people actively fondle with other people's mobility aid without asking for consent or without being asked for help, right? And that can certainly be a frustration. I know many people that have had weird experiences with that when people are oddly presumptuous about fondling other people's wheelchairs or like walking sticks or what have you. So maybe it's about that, which I suppose is a bit of like a productive spin-off on this conversation, but man, otherwise it's really bad.
Literally just gave a homeless man $20 and now I need to find a way to steal it back because I thought this was one of those social experiment investments where he would give me $500. I'm sick to my stomach.
I mean, this one is obviously a joke. It's obviously a joke, but I also really love the insinuation that we like start doing this kind of stuff, so we turn donating money into those in need into like some sort of gambling. And people get addicted to gambling and just give a shitload of money to homeless people. I can just see that be like a spin-off in some weird show.
What some of y'all don't understand is speeding can literally be a coping mechanism for some people.
What do you mean coping mechanism for what? Ramming into strollers at full speed? What kind of coping is this? Some people do 50 in a 35 to cope?
Sometimes it's really nice to play fast and loose with your life, especially if you really want to hurt yourself. It's doing something that hurts you without actually hurting yourself.
Yeah, until you ram into a stroller because you were going too fast and, you know, you can't brake in time or something like that. If you want to do this, which doesn't sound like a smart thing to do to begin with, you should probably, like, talk to someone about this instead, like, genuinely. But don't endanger others when you do something like this, okay? That makes you really scummy.
I don't know if that makes sense. Sometimes it's just easier to say I don't care if I die in a way that probably won't kill you.
Just go bungee jumping!
It gives you that relief without doing something that you can't come back from. It's healthier than the alternatives.
What do you mean? Speeding and putting everyone in traffic at risk is healthier than what, therapy? Is that really where we're going here? Oh my god.
Cool story. Find a way that's not putting others who don't have a death wish at risk.
Hey y'all, how about you go f*** yourself and quit being a dick to mentally ill people?
It's ableist to not support speeding in traffic?
What?
Because first of all, I don't f***ing do it on busy roads. I live in the country and can go miles without seeing another car.
Okay, but what if a car all of a sudden comes out? Or, you know, someone is trying to cross the street at a random place? Or what about wild animals? You know, speed limits are usually in place for good reasons. I mean, if you're looking for a speed fix, I know there are some places, for example, where you can, you know, go out to abandoned airports that they sometimes rent out for, like, you know, drifting and... I mean, just do something like that. You know, what? Why do you have to put people and yourself at risk like this? This is a horrible thing to endorse.
Second of all, there is exactly zero reason for you to be such a massive You don't like what you see, you scroll on like the rest of the world.
Okay. You know, using the whole term where it's like, you know, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. You know, in most cases, I can sort of agree. You know, if someone is like, ooh, here's a recipe for garlic bread, and someone is like, I don't like garlic. It's like, yeah, you can probably keep that to yourself. No one cares. But when you're talking about, like, speeding in traffic and like romanticizing some, I don't know, wannabe suicide tendencies, that maybe it's good to, like, I don't know, talk about healthier options. Maybe that's the one thing, like, you shouldn't keep to yourself, you know?
Because I think you missed this in the original post. I said the reason I do it is so I don't kill myself.
So instead you risk killing yourself and other bystanders at the same time. What?
Sit down, shut up, and quit acting like you know what's happening.
Sighing gif.
Imagine you get pulled over for speeding and they're like, do you realize how fast you're going? And they're like,
Oh my god, don't you realize this is my coping mechanism? My therapist literally told me to speed down the streets. Nah, come on. Come on, we can talk about mental health in an open and supportive way, and also be supportive about people seeking help without encouraging endangering innocent bystanders, okay? That is certainly like a line that I think should be drawn. Quite strongly so.
White people culturally appropriated suicide.
What?
For some cultures, it was a respectful way to ensure life ends on a high note and not to die of old age.
You mean like ättestup? I mean, that was also made by like Vikings or whatever. They were pretty white.
Now it's taken by white, depressed
Teens. And also depression isn't real. That's good to know.
and it's made to be something completely different.
Can't even kill myself without getting cancelled. The state of the world, 2025 in a nutshell. F me, I guess.
How does this OG tweet have 3,000 likes?
This has to be satire, right? Please tell me this is satire.
Is this like a poorly disguised attempt at like suicide prevention? It's like, don't do anything stupid to hurt yourself because we're gonna cancel you on Twitter if you do. Is that like the wholesome twist? Oh my god, man. No, but on a small side tangent that is a bit cheesy, but I think important to say sometimes, if you're feeling down and you're feeling like this, talk to someone. There's always someone there who will listen. There is places you can call, and don't go through with it. You will be missed, and there is a better day up ahead waiting for you. You have already gotten through all the most difficult days in your life, and you will get through this one as well. I promise you. All right, let's read some more like unhinged posts, because this can only get worse, can't it? Dressing in my daughter's inappropriate clothes. Is it only me, or is none of the clothes really that like inappropriate? It's just like casual summer wear and like a pair of gym shorts.
Can you imagine like going on TikTok and seeing that your mom broke into your closet to make fun of your drip? Oh man, no.
I mean, this is somewhere in between Chronically Online and just cringe, isn't it? As a millennial, I profusely apologize on the behalf of my generation, and especially to this kid.
I have never felt this mentally well in my whole life.
Wait a second, this tweet ended up in the Shite Americans Say. What a fucking time to post this.
Why?
Are you willfully ignorant of the Supreme Court dismantling our freedoms, or are you conservative, or just stupid?
No, they're just German. Having a good day, I guess. Oh boy, I slept well today. I'm so energetic in the gym. How dare you? Man, great.
I actually discussed this on stream a little while ago, but I think one important thing to remember about these kind of very chronically online takes is that just increasing your own anxiety isn't actually a productive way of improving the world. If anything, it's a debilitating feeling. It's important to stay up to date with things and support causes and things that you believe in, and be there for the people around you that might be going through something tough, and apply the morals that you want to see more of in the world. That is important. But it's also important to know that you don't have to doom scroll every single day. You know, feeling bad about every single bad thing that happens in the world all the time is going to be more debilitating to yourself than productive. No one else in the world feels better because you're sitting in your bedroom feeling anxious about something. You know, we are allowed to have good days. That is how you get energy to actually also make the world a better place. People with good days are more likely also to have energy and the will to make it better for others. Positivity is positive, I suppose. So, yeah, there is a balance between the two, but this is basically just encouraging doom scrolling and misery for no actual productive reason, and that's pretty sad. The time I surprised my mom in Rome and she didn't recognize me, that a mega demem.
Oh, the toxic female ego on full display and recorded to fully documented. Oh, yes, indeed, you see how this fits into my own shitty bias worldview. That's great for me.
Or, you know, it's just a funny occurrence because it's someone you didn't expect to see in the context, so your brain kind of filters it out, and it's a funny reaction thing, you know, and it's not actually, you know, but
the female ego or whatever. It's just a funny video, okay? God.
r/absolute units, Baron Trump. Oh my god. Is he that tall? Because I remember there were a lot of meme edits going around. Is this edited, or is he actually this tall? Or maybe the lady is kind of small.
What a large lad. Pedo match? Height, dumbass. Who does this? Oh man, that dude over there is tall. Oh, what are you, a pedo? What? Am I missing something? Holy f***, man.
If a person wants to make a name for themselves, they wouldn't take advantage of their famous father's last name and band name. His father and uncle didn't have that. Everyone in the band didn't have that. Matter of fact, majority of current and former bands and singers didn't have that. Van Halen is literally my fucking name, you grape. What do you mean, should you just not take the name that you were literally named when you were born? What do you mean? This is actually a take I've never seen before. Like, you should actively rename yourself, despite being named after your family, so you don't have any potential band privileges in your life. Man, you have to be pretty deep in the Chronically Online to even get to the point where you would even think about this. That's impressive.
Whitewashing.
How? Is she supposed to change her race for a cosplay?
No, just don't cosplay a dark-skinned character if you're white.
Don't you think this is one of those issues where we should just, I don't know, enjoy media together? Maybe that would like bring people together more than like, I don't know, segregating cosplay or whatever. Right, yes. She ain't dark skin, she brown skin. That doesn't make sense. Priya from Turning Red is dark skin. They try to cosplay her, but they're white, so it's not okay. That's stupid. So black people can cosplay white people, but white people can't cosplay black people? It doesn't make sense. This is just TikTok comments in a nutshell. It's a gold mine. And by gold mine, I mean it's like you're digging for gold, but it's all just poop. You know, when dinosaurs pooped and it hasn't turned into oil or anything valuable yet, so it's just poo. That's basically what we found here. When in hell did I say black people can cos white characters? In either way, it would be okay, but this isn't. The cosplayer is taking away Petia's dark skin. If a black person cosplayed a white person, say it would be okay, but would be much better than a white person cosplaying a dark ski. Uh-huh. Maybe at some point it's more important to come together and just have fun together, you know? Like blackface bad, but maybe just like enjoying media and cosplaying characters isn't quite that. It's just like dressing up in like the fit of a favorite character, you know, and going to some convention. I don't think it's really comparable, and I think it's one of those things where we should just come together and enjoy the media we like and the fandoms and stuff. Maybe that's how we actually solve the racism. You know, we just vibe. Fuck, man.
I just saw a video talking about how a lion eating a gazelle in the wild is wrong, and the lion should be vegan.
Oh, maybe this is a spin-off of that take I saw a while ago when someone was saying that humans taught all the animals to eat meat, and before that everyone was a peaceful vegan. So if the humans just teach the lion to be vegan again, we're all gonna be fine and peaceful, and the plants go against the common enemy, which is the plants. I'm not vegan because I like animals, I fucking hate plants. Yeah, next one. When your baby has been crying all night and has been up all day.
And you want another one?
She's allowed to complain.
Shh. No, she's not. She had a kid and is complaining about it crying as a mage. Don't have a kid if you're going to complain.
Man, that's a really stupid opinion to have. I mean, of course it can be like taxing sometimes. You can love your kids and also want another kid and want a big beautiful family and everything, but also be like, oh shucks, my kid had the flu this week and was up night screaming all the time and now I have a headache. It's a bit of a struggle. That is so insane.
Don't have a kid if you can't take the consequences. Seems pretty logical to me.
Oh my god, is the comment section also completely Chronically Online? This is amazing. You can still have a kid and complain about some stuff. Parents are human beings too. Literally. Like, you can still think kids can be annoying sometimes while still loving them. Complain about something stupid your friend did, then don't have friends. Easy. Ooh, or you had like a tough day at work, never have a job again, I guess. Or, you know, man, I have a little bit of pain after my workout yesterday, guess I'll never go to the gym again. Like, minor inconvenience usually comes with like most stuff that is worth anything in life, to be fair.
I cut off my leg and now I have to hop around. I'm going to cut off my other one too because I want to please feel bad for me.
Having a kid is equivalent to cutting off your leg? Oh my god. Oh, I love online comment sections.
I was gonna do like a sassy, funny joke one-liner, but I was so flabbergasted by this that I couldn't think about anything than laughing hysterically. What? So if someone gets a job, they're not allowed to complain? Or they can't complain about a problem in their relationship or go to couples therapy because they are choosing to be in a relationship? Are you hearing yourself?
When it's a whole fucking child on the line, I think it's important to consider the consequences of your actions.
Most people do. Most people know that if you have a small child, you will have days now and then that you're a little bit sleep deprived because the baby was screaming during the night or whatever. Like, it is difficult to have a child. It's a decent chunk of work,
but people still love their child and they still choose to do it because it's worth that sacrifice, because you love your child and your family, and you want to have that beautiful future together, and jabba hib jabba hoob, you know? That doesn't mean that you can't be like, oh shucks, I wish I got more than 4 hours sleep last night, you know? That doesn't mean that, you know, there's a whole fucking child on the line. This logic is insane. I love it when the comment section is also unhinged. Are you dumb? Like, obviously parents are allowed to complain and vent about their baby keeping them up all night. You're seriously chronically online or trolling. This whole thread is fucking mental. It is, isn't it? Ah, that's funny. I mean, that's just healthy, though. People do that all the time. It's like, oh man, I had a frustrating time at work because the person who had the shift before me didn't clean up. Or man, there was a Karen at the checkout line today. Or, you know, it's fine. This is like how we communicate and like emotionally vent and that kind of stuff, you know. Don't take it into overly toxic territories, obviously, but this is perfectly human and fine to do. We all do it. And, you know, talking about like, oh man, my child kept me up because they were sicky, isn't like, you know, oh man, you should never have a child again because you dared mention that your child was sick that one time. Like, oh my god. This person is either a troll or they have never actually gone outside in the last 10 years. So, the purk?
The girl in red is so cute. For real? Boop? Why are you calling a whole disability cute? They literally said in the show in this clip saying how it isn't fun.
What? I feel so old when I read this stuff, man. I barely understand half of it. Why are people angry now?
Do I just sound like a confused grandpa? Why are people upset at what?
Do not interact. Interact. Isn't that a double word anyway? Oh, no. It's do not interact on the red side and interact on the green side. I'm a bit colorblind, so I didn't see it at first. So maybe this post is ableist. Well, I'm joking. All right, let's get into it. If you're a part of / support any blank apocalypses, this includes lesbian apocalypse. I have no idea what that means. It sounds kind of badass, but I'm assuming maybe it's a bad thing? I don't know. Dream SMP fans, he/him lesbians. Why is that okay. Heartstopper fans, but especially those that aren't MLM. I'm assuming it's that is men loving men and not like multi-level marketing. That'd be really funny though. Don't interact if you're not part of a multi-level marketing scheme. DID fakers, basic do not interact criteria, homophobic, transphobic, racist. Women that read or watch enjoy men-loving men relationships. Wait, why is that? Why is that bad? This is a safe space for all people that I specifically don't find annoying. Hell yeah. Okay, interact. Genshin players, Dragon Rampa players, Bongo Stray Dogs enjoyers. I barely know what any of this. I mean, I know what Genshin is. People that are anti-blank apocalypse. Okay, so is it a bad... I don't know. Role player, female to male people. So wait, you're saying... Wait, are you telling me that do not engage if you're homophobic or transphobic, but you're not allowed to be male to female? Isn't this list like a little bit contradicting at some point? Or is it just me? Maybe I don't know how to read half of this, you know, to be fair. If you are anything on the do not interact list, fuck you.
Ah, man, TikTok. The platform of positivity.
Nothing gay men can watch women loving women, or I guess that means non-man loving non-man. I'm still kind of keeping up with acronyms, so please be patient with me. Nah, that would be fetishizing women loving women, or so I don't watch that shite.
Go outside and play with sticks. That's what I did when I was 10. Go outside and play with fucking sticks. It's fun. Trust you make friends. And you also get to like find cool sticks.
I read women-loving women manga and watch women-loving women shows as a guy who know I'm a fetishizer. Yeah, that's gross. Why? Fetishization is literally the making of something into fetish. A fetish is when you get off to something specific. I don't do that. I think it's just an enjoyable read-watch, just like reading-watching any other kind of relationship in media. This whole thing gives me, like, really massive, like, thought-policing vibes, doesn't it? But it's like 12-year-olds on TikTok instead. Man, I need to reiterate that I'm so glad stuff that I said, you know, wasn't immortalized when I was 12. It was bad enough that some of the stuff that I said when I was, like, 16 gets brought up on my Facebook, where it's like, here's your memory from 15 years ago, and it's, like, the most cringe shit you can imagine. Imagine having that! But like 5 years younger. I would literally die.
Leroy, nice to meet you.
I'm Lily, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Lily has an alter ego. Lily, tell us about it.
Okay. My alter ego, his name is Daniel. and he's from Manchester.
Oh, whoa.
And he has a little British accent, you know.
Nice.
I like to whip it out at the party sometimes.
That's cool.
And it's actually...
That's cool.
Why does the British turn her into like a rapper? My name's Daniel. I like to skibbity with the Rizzler. One thing that this sort of reminded me of is that it's very important for like real friends to tell you no sometimes. You know, a real bro will tell you like, nah, you probably shouldn't pull out Daniel on a dating show. You know, it's just one of those things. It would be like if my friends went to me and be like, no, Click, don't pull up furry IRL on a first date. I don't know what that is, but you know, that's what my friends would hypothetically tell me. A woman shames people for wanting to prevent STIs and underage pregnancy under a post about, I don't know what that means, is eugenics. Holy shit, okay.
Love it? Not at all the same, but I feel similarly about STI prevention. Creating a world with no STIs, that kind of language is inherently sex negative because at the end of the day, if people are having naughties, there are going to be STIs, even if rates are low and manageable. Teen pregnancy prevention also sends messages about who is allowed or encouraged to reproduce and who is not.
Sex ed and talking about like STD prevention is eugenics now. You see, this is also something that falls under like the kind of shoe theory thing we were talking about, right? On one hand, you have the stinky people who are so prude and conservative, like, no, we can't teach our kids about the naughties. And you know, if you find your teenager with the condom, you take that away. And bada bing, bada boom, you have STDs and teen pregnancies, right? Because that's kind of how it goes when you do that, because you're dum-dum. But then you have stuff like this, where it's like, we need to be so progressive that STDs can't be seen as something negative, and teen pregnancy prevention is eugenics. So now we just get to the same conclusion again, and we just have like young people with no sex ed getting pregnant and STD'd. Oh my fucking god, man.
We cannot pretend that public health is not ideologically based and sometimes very oppressive. Thanks for all you share.
You know that eugenics is about like not allowing, you know, the undesirables to, you know, do what they want with their bodies and reproductive and stuff. It doesn't really have anything to do with age or whatever. I think that's just making sure that, you know, parents know what they're doing and they're ready for taking on the responsibilities that comes with a child. That is not remotely the same territory of like anything. You're insane.
I love when writers are like, this character is so tormented, they are undiagnosable, no one could possibly understand them, they're just so disturbed and impossible to label, they're a mystery, no one will ever quite comprehend what goes on in their mind. Whole time the still autistic.
Okay, this one is pretty based. I kind of low-key agree with this one, yeah.
Him, are you in high school? That girl definitely watches too much TikTok.
If he thought she looks like a minor, that means he finds minors attractive. That makes him a pedo, even if he checks.
Oh my god, I think I actually found the stupidest human being on the planet. You know, I showed this post to a friend because I thought it was so out there, and they actually had a good point. They said that, hey, I think this can also be like highly, you know, disturbing to people with like OCD or that kind of stuff, because you will start doubting yourself and be like, oh my god, could I be this bad thing? Maybe that means I am this bad thing, even though I checked and I don't want to do anything bad, but maybe it's like, and you have that whole spiraling thing. I think this can be like incredibly harmful. And also this whole thing becomes so ridiculous when you extend it to different things. Like, you know, if I go to the liquor store and they ID me, does that mean that they were like subconsciously thinking about maybe selling liquor to a minor because I could have potentially been underage because they decided to check my ID? You see, like this whole thing gets so insane, man. It gets so insane. And some people can look older, look younger, all that kind of stuff. So checking to make sure that someone is, you know, mature and should be where they are supposed to be, both physically and mentally, is a good thing. The fact that you're twisting this into a bad thing is absolutely insane. Hard to swallow pills. Fan art is theft, and using it to gain followers and commissions is the lazy way, especially when you're talented enough to create your own original works and characters. I disagree. Send me more fan art. I have a fan art channel on my Discord. I love to see fan art. Thank you. I was accused of blackface. TikTok of a girl.
Yikes on the blackface.
What? It's clearly not her in the video. Context. I responded to a post with a viral TikTok of a black woman, and I, a white person, was accused of blackface. I never claimed the video was me. I never said anything about the video. I just posted it as a response to the post. What the fuck? I feel like this is also one of those instances where something gets so incredibly virtue signaling, it ends up being more harmful instead. Like, is this person suggesting we should never share videos
of creators who happen to be black? Like, doesn't that just mean we're gonna like actively discourage people to like post content and have it go viral and stuff? Like, you see what I mean? Like, it's something, it gets so virtue signaling, it will actively harm the creators in question. You know, this is man. Oh my. Oh. Here is my observations and theory on this. Women who are married to high-value men, compared to their market value, rarely will find the marriage boring. They will do what they can to ensure excitement in the bedroom and a functioning and peaceful family. Modern women are mostly all alpha widows. What does an alpha widow mean? Does it mean that the alpha died in battle? Or does it mean that the alpha turned into a beta and therefore she's a widow because it's no longer alpha she's with? I don't think they actually define it. It would be hilarious. Odds are they're gonna have a high body count and have been used up by several high-value men, only to settle for an average guy with high dad energy. And given these alpha widows didn't stick around long enough with these high-value men for things to go south through legitimate character differences, they only have a fantasy of what it would have been like to end up with one of these men. Ah, okay, so alpha widows means that you had any sort of intimate relations with anyone before you decided to get hitched. That's what that means. So we're all widows, I guess. So compared to the alpha sexual experience and a fantasy relationship with these men, the average guy that settles with is absolutely a snooze fest. This leads to cheating for excitement and a whole lot of "he meant nothing to me" and dead bedrooms. So the problem isn't primal hardwiring, at least totally. It's poor lifestyle decisions in the young adult life that has poisoned the well, so to speak, for fulfilling connection with their life partner. How do I know? I have been the alpha to some widows. How do you know it's an alpha male? It's the one that called themselves an alpha male, though. Then you know it's an alpha male. They still just give me that vibe, like they will jump my bone if given the opportunity. You wanna hear my more like slightly hinged take on this, as someone who is like 30 plus and has been through a couple of life chapters at this point? You look for vastly different things in different life stages. When I was 20, I thought it was really fun to go partying and dancing until 4 a.m. Nowadays, I don't want to do that. F that noise. Now I want to have like a quality sit-downs with good friends over like a nice glass of whiskey and discuss silly things happening in the world, or spend time with my friends and their kiddos because they're absolutely hilarious to play football with. You know, I can still party from time to time, but it's certainly not the same priorities as it used to be. I think maybe just like people being in different life stages and valuing slightly different things might be like a slightly better explanation than alpha widows, while also conveniently proclaiming that you are an alpha and that's how you know, you know? Oh, this is great. Keep making me content, thank you. Age regression of my crush.
What?
Do you know what age regressing is?
No.
Well, it's what I like to do.
Okay.
And I just, well, here goes nothing.
Oh my fucking god.
Can you stop? Can you stop? Stop. Stop. Dude, cut it out. I don't like... Okay, whatever.
Oh my god, birth rates are going down. It's such a fucking mystery, isn't it? I mean, considering he has like a post meme shirt, I get the feeling that he's being completely sarcastic about this. This isn't actually something that he is into. Her reaction feels more genuine, right? Her reaction feels like he's actually doing this and they're not both in on it, which still makes it incredibly inappropriate because you're basically, I don't know, role-playing a fetish just to make someone in class uncomfortable. That's sort of harassy territory, isn't it? Like, this is really weird and uncomfortable no matter how you, like, twist and pull it. Someone saying that the childhood friends to lovers trope is basically incest.
What? No, it's fine. I like friends to lovers when it's, you know, two people meet, become friends, and then develop feelings. But childhood friends to lovers just feels wrong to me, because they both literally grew up with each other, and it's not technically incest, but it kind of feels like that to me.
At least they're not calling both of them pedos or whatever.
Didn't both of you meet when you were literally underage? That makes you both pedos, you know?
At least they're not going that route, I guess.
So you can say I like short-term or medium friends to lovers, but long-term friends to lovers is just not for me. I don't mind people liking it, it's just my opinion.
Well, it's a really trash opinion, isn't it? Can you film a video on how you made the powder? Trigger warning, blade. But the blade is already in frame. What do you mean, trigger warning? It's already there. I mean, oh my god, man. No. That is so unfortunate.
I just imagine if I like do this for a video or something, it's like, you know, a big creepy spider, and it's like it's already on the screen, and it's like, oh, by the way, arachnophobia, I guess. Oh, that's great.
Incels, involuntary celibate, rage fuel. Just got obliterated by a Chad toddler at the supermarket.
What do you mean obliterated by a Chad toddler?
You can't just show me gold and then pretend like it's nothing. What's the rest of the post? Copied from the Post. I was just minding my business doing groceries as this high-tier Becky strolls in with her baby in tow. The toddler screams and screams and keeps screaming. I usually don't mind children, but when they're loud as fuck and the parents do nothing, it's annoying. So in passing, I take a glance at the little shitlet. And of course, it's a Chad. Blonde, blue-eyed, straight hairline.
Straight, it's in a stroller crying, so it's like, what, 4 months old? What do you mean straight hairline? It's usually like a bunch of fluff.
Hunter eyes, slim cheeks,
pronounced jaw. Usually they're a little bit more potato, you know?
No signs of the normal puffy cheeks, giant forehead and bug eyes you usually see in babies.
Is it just like, you know, the Sigma dude meme, but like in a diaper? Is that what this baby is supposed to be?
In short, an Aryan Giga Chad in the making. Feels-free. In that moment, the rage I feel was insurmountable. How dare this genetically privileged little inconvenience all us subhumans like that? He will already be king of the world when he grows up. He can at least feel a bit bad for his inferiors and shut the fuck up. But no, of course he can't, since he's a baby and doesn't even understand what a mogger he is.
The world is unfair. This little Chad was born a winner, while I was born a loser. Man, if you go to the grocery store and feel like you're getting mogged by toddlers, please talk to someone, okay? Like, please talk to someone and get off the forums, man.
I am in an abusive relationship.
How does this have like 93 likes and like 89 comments? How does it have that many likes and not negative? This is a terrible take. Probably made by someone who's never been in that sort of situation themselves. It's always that, isn't it?
Blame feminism. Men are refusing to give life-saving CPR to a woman.
Is that singular and plural at once? That's pretty impressive.
Because they're afraid to touch their boobs.
I have never actually heard about this happening. I mean, I know the US is pretty like Sue happy compared to most other places in the world, but this seems to be made up rage bait, I'm gonna be honest. And the fact that there's also grammatical errors in the title doesn't really give me a lot of confidence in this article.
R/selfie rating.
Oh yeah, those subreddits are usually like really cute and wholesome, aren't they?
You get an 8. Your jacket is too tight to analyze your body. Your arms are fit, which indicates your body will be fit. But the bobs I cannot comment on because I don't know how much they're being pushed and squished up. Your vajayjay is expected to be tight. It's different from good pair because good pair is for girls who have a bit of extra lard. So the entire thing gives you a different sensation. Think about it, let's say a tight handjob versus an actual vajayjay. A vajayjay feels better than a handjob, but vajayjay 2.0 has extra fat, feels better than vajayjay 1.0. You don't have any extra fat, so you're expected to have a vajayjay 1.0. You see, I even gave scientific terms to my theory, which means I am very serious about this. Your greatest success in marriage will come from marrying someone not for naughties, but for everything else, money, societal status included. See ya!
To be fair, that is a selfie rating sub, which is a place designed for losers like this. The more of them gather there means less that the rest of us have to encounter.
That's pretty good, actually. You can kind of think of it as a quarantine zone, right? So whenever you see like a bad forum like this on like Reddit or whatever, if it closed down, you just know that these people would scatter and be annoying everywhere else. So it's like a little mini quarantine. It's kind of a nice way to think about it.
I skinned infant babies.
Is it more like post GIFs in Discord? Oh, this is gonna be good.
What the fuck? Why the hell would you send something like that? You're getting muted for 2 hours. I literally have to clutch my stomach. You're sick. There are minors here. I'm literally throwing up and crying and clenching my ass. Oh man, Discord is great, man. Discord is amazing. Join my Discord. Link in the description.
Won't leave the house without a giant water bottle. Red flag. Tell me you're privileged but can't admit it without telling me.
God forbid a girl stays hydrated, I guess. Today, I will dismantle my own privilege by leaving the house dehydrated. You can thank me later, Twitter.
There is one that mixes matcha with ube. Oh mixing Japanese culture with the Philippines when one colonized the other is disrespectful.
Oh my god.
Oh, we have more Discord posting, man. This is becoming my favorite. Sometimes I forget how to spell a word, so I start beating my son out of anger. And then there's like, what is this picture from? Like Animal Crossing or something? Oh my god, Discord posting at its finest.
What the f***? Is this a joke?
No, they're 100% serious.
Seriously? What the f***? What is wrong with you?
I like how there's like multiple people typing. This just blew up the entire Discord. Ah, my god, man, Discord, isn't it beautiful? Join my Discord, link in the description. Owning a home is awesome. Until you cannot call the maintenance man because there isn't one. I've been trying to unscrew this light for months now and literally will not budge. I am scared to tinker with it anymore because I don't want to bust the wiring out. You can see where I've pulled the metal part down to try to unscrew the plastic, but I feel like it's honestly fused together. Who do I call who I can pay?
How do you own a home ethically in this day and age?
God forbid a millennial actually manages to save up for a house, and then when you finally have reached your goals and shit, you have little woke scolders on Twitter telling you must be a horrible person because you have a house for your like puppy to run around in or whatever. Feels great, man. I feel like really focusing on the real issues in this world. You know, if you want to be angry about something, you should be angry about institutions buying up shitloads of housing as investment opportunities, or like, I don't know, Airbnb trends and stuff in various places where they just occupy way too much of the infrastructure in certain locations, especially where tourism is attractive. I think, like, I don't know, blaming first-time house owners isn't perhaps the main target for your concerns. You know, houses are supposed to be lived in after all. 16. He is not 16.
Hey, I'm below 16. Does this count?
Nautilizing is wrong, even if you're also a minor. In before every person gets cancelled because they had a high school crush back in high school. Oh man. Oh no. Here we are.
Sometimes I wonder if this overly skinny body type with less fat for curves is desirable to men because of the P word.
Okay, so like petite women can't date because their date is inherently going to be a predator. Man, this is this is pretty bad standards to put into dating, isn't it?
As a woman who likes women, I don't appreciate being called a P-word when I date slender women.
P-words like children, petite women aren't children. Man, I feel like people are making up so many problems online. You know, sometimes I wonder if people that make posts like this just have a life that's way too cushy and good, because I don't think anyone that has like real problems to deal with would prioritize this. Does that make sense? Like, it gives me, unironically, as many of these posts have yapped about, but it unironically gives me like overprivileged vibes, doesn't it? Like, it's so weird, man. You have to make up problems. Ah, well, laddies, lasses, and lasses, I do hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. Now that I've had a dose of the Chronically Online, I'll go back outside and I will eat a bunch of grass. Remember to keep an eye out for the Gaycation Emotional Support Team coming out on the 21st. It's going to be amazing, and I hope to see you there for the little release stream and stuff. And take care and have an amazing rest of your day. Mwah.